Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be talking about the pattern for the next 2 weeks, kind of the upcoming weeks. We're going to break it in half and do the first half and then the second half, so stay tuned for that. Lots of snow on the way for the northern United States. I'll get more into that as well. Anyways, before I get started with the video, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If you like weather-related content like this, I make plenty of videos like this and you won't be disappointed. Also, make sure to like the video if you do, that way I know what kind of content you guys want me to bring. So looking at the upper air pattern, we're only going to do one slide of this just because I know it's a little overwhelming for some of you. Looking at that area south of California, you see those blues and those greens kind of standing alone there. That's kind of our southern jet stream. It's going to be merging in with that northern jet, which is those orange areas you can see going south into Utah and then north into the Great Lakes. That's our northern jet, and our southern jet is combining with that. And that's really a deadly combo that we look for a lot of precipitation in the United States. That's kind of our inflow of that really moist air coming from the ENSO region, which is the El Nino region, which is very warm and moist. So you get that area moving in, and that's a deadly combo. So looking at the precipitation type according to the ECMWF, which is our European model, we see a lot of snow for those Rockies and possibly a lot of rain for the Northwest as well, Oregon, Washington State. And then we see these storms like to form in the Midwest, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri area. And we're going to continue this slide, and you see that kind of move south as that's where the two jet streams will be combining. And we see those dark greens start to appear. This is where our storm's really building. And then these super dark greens here for, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. And that's going to make its way north. Now, this storm is really equivalent to a nor'easter, but not a nor'easter because it isn't in the ocean. But it will have similar effects. Not as much wind, but as far as rain goes, this is going to be a huge storm. You see, it makes its way north into the Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio area, and that's kind of going to make its way towards Toronto and move out. But you see a lot of precipitation east of that area for the Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Northeast, and we're going to look at our precipitation now. We look to see frequent storms like that as well after that one, but that's the one we're the most confident about. And you see this is the precipitation through 240 hours, which is November 8th. You see basically areas from Minnesota to Texas east, you're looking at least an inch of rain with the exceptions of a few areas, but you're looking at least close to an inch of rain, and I mean a lot of areas getting close to 5 inches plus. So really I think a lot of areas, probably half of these areas, will get pretty close to their average for the month already, and I'm calling for above average precipitation in these areas for the month of November, so this would be a really good start to that forecast if we do get this kind of pattern. And you see the Northwest getting a lot of rain as well, and a lot of precipitation through the Rockies. And we're going to talk a little bit about that more. So looking at the surface pattern here for the next 10 days, and that's through the 8th, we see frequent storms there for Washington and Oregon as that northern stream is going to move in, and that's going to allow a lot of low pressure systems to move in, probably one or two over the next 10 days. And then very snowy for the northern Rockies down through Colorado and New Mexico. And those storms are kind of going to make their way east and combine with the southern jet, and that's where we're going to get that very wet pattern for the eastern United States. Again, east of Minnesota down through Texas and eastward from there, looking at very rainy conditions. So we're going to take a look at the pattern going on after the 8th through probably the middle portion of November here. So this is a little bit longer range, so the confidence is lowering quite a bit here for specific storms, but we can look at the overall pattern that they're trying to show, and that's where we have a lot more high confidence with what these models are trying to show. So don't take into account these exact storms, take into the account that they're actually showing storms. That's what we need to pay attention to. They're showing storms, not exactly where they are or when they are. So we see these storms. They want to bring some low pressure systems to the Four Corner states and then develop snow north of those areas. So Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, those kinds of areas developing a lot of snow. And we see New England also getting some snowstorms there with Miller B type nor'easters, which are generally weak this time of year. So it would be a similar storm to the one we had maybe, what was it, a week ago or 5 days ago. And then we see more snow developing again in those areas north of Colorado. And we see some Great Lakes snow as well. So looking at the overall pattern after the 8th, and it's valid by mid-November. So this is from the 8th till about the 15th. We see that those two jets like to merge a lot earlier in the system, so a lot further west near the Four Corner states, and that's going to bring low pressure systems to develop there south of Colorado, like I was stating before. And in this entire blue area, we like to develop some snow according to the model guidance right now. So things are going to get very snowy here for the northern United States, possibly. This is probably about a 60% confidence, whereas the earlier portion of this video was more like an 80% or more. So we're looking at a little bit lower confidence, but the pattern from the 8th to the 15th looks snowy for these areas in blue so far. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one, hopefully today or tomorrow. Anyway, have a great day.